We're somewhere in this vicinity. So this is coming to hit us today.
What's that sound?
That's the evacuation. Yeah. Are we allowed to leave?
Welcome back to Stab in the Dark, the search to find the world's best surfboard. Ambitious, flawed, and sometimes frustrating, it's Stab's annual blind date with surfboard design. 11 surfboards crafted by the world's most prestigious and high-profile board builders. All painted black for anonymity, all tested by a mystery pro surfer. This time, a face we're all very familiar with. 3-time world champ and master of Zen, Mr. Michael Eugene Fanning.
When we're looking at sort of somewhere to go, we're looking at either like Mexico or El Salvador. And then just last minute, we just saw a typhoon about to head to Japan, and here we are, we're in Japan.
This year, Mick, a serial entrepreneur, partnered Stab with his new startup, Awaco, a boardless travel app allowing surfers to fly coffin-free, as Mick did last minute to meet us in Japan for the typhoon swell.
Have you seen how big this thing is? The storm? Wowzers. I saw a map and it said 80 to 130 feet. 35 feet at 18 seconds. I think I just ordered shorties, 510s. Whoa, black. Feels nice. Volume's good. A few epoxies, don't really ride epoxies. Oh, that one's different colour. It's a nice tail. This one needs a bit of a wet rub. They're light though, eh? He's probably the only one that would do a swallow. He's a weirdo. Oh, is this the one I was saying is Mayhem? No, this ain't a Mayhem. This is 14. I think it's a Chili or a Simon. 79, which I think's a JS. 03, which I think is a Pizel. 99, a little unsure of exactly who that is. 33, I'm not exactly sure. It's American now, I can tell it's American. 41, this is a Mayhem. 29, and I think this is a Merrick. 86, I think it's a DH. Number 54. But I'm not exactly sure whose this is. That's it. Ta-da.
In previous years, the rules for Stab in the Dark required all boards feature a wooden stringer. This year, working with Sustainable Surf and their EcoBoard construction, all boards must feature proprietary, polyurethane-free technology, or what's commonly known as epoxy. No stringers. We'll get back to the rest of the rules later.
My relationship with epoxies is probably slim to none. This is the perfect sort of thing for me to do a Stab in the Dark because I don't know much about epoxies. As I said, I've never ridden them, and if we kept riding the same PU boards, it wouldn't be anything new. I wouldn't feel anything new. I wouldn't learn as much. Yeah, it's going to be fun when I saw them all in half and figure out what's doing what. It's about 1 million foot everywhere else. So we came to Kitty's Corner and we figured we would just try and get a couple of boards done, and it's onshore, lumpy and pretty horrible. But I guess epoxies in this sort of conditions are pretty perfect, so see what happens. when you're in the sweet spot, it felt really alive, like zingy, and just felt like it just wasn't coming with me when I wanted to roll over it. But straight up and down felt good, and it held good speed, like all the time. Like it wasn't stoppy starty or anything like that. I think it's a Mayhem. It feels exactly like a Mayhem. The pointy nose, and then these tucked under rails. And then once you're up and riding, they're really forgiving when you're on that front foot. Like you can just throw the tail and just roll onto your front foot. They'll just sort of like just ease your way out of it, you know. But no, I liked it. Probably the only thing was just a bit on the chunky side. I know I'm a bit fat, but maybe just a little bit on the chunky side. But I felt good. I liked it. Yeah, like the relationship I have with DH is it's probably different to every other shaper surfer relationship. I always want to try new things, and the understanding was you can't get better unless you try. So trying new boards from different shapers was always a big priority for me. You know, the whole board might not work through all conditions, but there might be 1% or 2% that I can go, hey DH, I felt this, I felt that, and we'll be able to work that into our boards. And so it makes him a better shaper too, because it keeps him on his toes. He sees, oh, I'm riding a Mayhem in a heat or a Tokoro or something like that. Then he's just like, oh man, I've got to step my game up. So it's good competition for him.
Each year, we invite the world's most high-profile shapers to compete in Stab in the Dark. Most have shaped boards that won world titles or were international bestsellers, but we also make room for a few dark horses. This year's lineup includes Robert Surfboards from Ventura, California, and Pucas from the Basque Country, shaped by Axel Lorenz.
As soon as I stood up, it felt connected first hand. I didn't have to think about it or whatever. It felt really nice. Had really good drive, roll over really nice through turns. Yeah, it's, I liked it. I've had good flow. At this stage, it's the best one I've ridden. Yeah, for sure.
In the 3 previous Stab in the Darks, Australian board builder Jason Stevenson, aka JS, has always made the final. Dane, Jordy, and Julian loved his boards. And as the most consistent shaper in the game, it's always been a goal of his to win the contest.
Number 79. It didn't last long. Broken. On my last wave, it just felt like it was flexing a bit, and I was like, oh, this thing feels a bit flimsy, so if I get caught in the wrong spot, I'm sure it's going to break. Sure enough, copped a few on the head, and my leg rope was about 1 million foot long now. But that didn't break, it was broke. So, whoever's number 79, It's not a typhoon board. Sorry. It didn't do anything crazy. It was really, really solid. But the one key factor that it had, it was super fast. It sit up on the water and it just took off. So I liked it. I think it's a Merrick. I've ridden Merricks, a long time ago. This is definitely in the top two, I think. And the one from this morning and then this one. I think they're the two front runners so far. That wave is huge, it just closed out the whole way. Look at this. 165 to 260 feet. Out there. Oh wait, we didn't even look at the winds. 73 to 100 miles an hour. Might need to change those 510 epoxies to windsurfers. Far out. I didn't think the typhoon was this big, man.
This is completely your idea.
Yeah. Hey, we'll get waves. Just not today. They reckon as soon as the typhoon goes, there should be waves tomorrow. Drops that fast.
Hawaiian board builder and lifetime shaper of John Florence, John Peisel has only entered Stab in the Dark twice. No. He's won both times. This year, faced with the specter of a three-peat, we thought it fitting to give his board sticker number 3. Oh, that was hectic out there. Just getting pounded. It was sort of like Haleiwa where it would push you into the lineup too and just slash you, but it was fun. It's sort of like when you got a wave with a bit of cup, it would turn so nice and tight, and once you just sort of rock forward and got out in the face a little bit, felt like it pushed a little bit of water. But I reckon in the right wave, the thing would be pretty sick, like super cuppy, and you know, for how big it was out there too, I guess it held in, so that was a bonus. For me, a Magic board does everything. It goes in all conditions. Board should be like a speedboat on the perfect lake. It should just flow. The things that I look at is, you know,
speed, it's got to go fast, it's got to be drivey, it's got to be able to roll over on rails. If I can get those three things, I class it as a good board. The difference between a good board and a great board might only be 3%. When I was competing, all of a sudden you'd get one board that just stood out above the rest. And you see that, you know, for example, when Kelly had the Simon Anderson that he rode at Bells, he rode at J-Bay, you know, he rode it pretty much everywhere. You know, Taj had a Mayhem, you know, he rode at Trestles. The thing was just off the hook. It just stuck to his feet. It was just like an extension of the body, really. You know when someone's on that board. I've had two boards. One was in 2007. I already surfed the first round of the Quicksilver contest, and then DH just made me one, rushed me one overnight. That board just, as soon as I jumped on it, I was went, wow, this thing is so different to anything he's ever made me. That was the one that sort of, I rode pretty much every event to 2000 world title. And it was like, seriously, first wave. I knew it was magic. I had a board in 2009. I went down from 6.0, I think, or 6.1 even, down to a 5.11. It was just when I changed from fixed fins to FCS2. I was thinking, oh, it's going to be too small, it's going to be squirrely, because that's what usually happens with me when I jump down boards. And the thing had so much drive, had so much to give, that I just loved it. That board won 3 out of the last 5 events. Those two boards were definitely, the catalyst for 2 world titles. Well, we called that one the Moneymaker. Won me 100 grand at Trestles, 30 grand at France, 10 maybe in Mundaka, and then another win in Portugal.
It is extraordinary that a surfboard can be responsible for $1 million. Like,
yeah, definitely. Well, it definitely helped out with my next contract.
So how do you win Stab in the Dark? First, each shaper must play by a set of rules. The surfer's identity remains secret. The only info shapers receive: the surfer is 5 foot 10 inches, 80 kilos, and has requested 5 foot 10.5 inch shortboards, thrusters only. The surf, quote-unquote sand-bottom points, though there could be some reef. In full transparency and in hopes of honest, unbiased feedback, shapers enter Stab in the Dark for free. And one last thing. While our best efforts are made to test each board fairly, there's no guarantee each will see the same surf. This year, DHD and Slater Designs got to test the theory that epoxies work best in, shall we say, subpar conditions.
Thing just automatically went after I finally stood up. But flow, speed, had great drive, great release. Pretty bloody good. Pretty good.
you know what it is?
I know exactly what it is. Tricky. Sort of excited to try this one. If it is who I think it is, I haven't ridden one of his boards in probably almost 10 years, if I still remember it or not. That's if it is what I think it is. If it's not, then just disregard everything I've said. Felt alright. Plenty of speed and plenty of flow, and felt like it just couldn't go to that next level, but it was solid all round. Like, it was definitely top 4. We got the signing.
No. Yeah.
man, it was so close to being really good. Like it did everything. A couple of times I'd push off the bottom and it just would flex out and I'd just push through it. I think if it was a little bit thicker, I think it'd be a good board. Yeah. A board that you could ride each and every day and be happy. So yeah. I don't think you could have a bad surf on it. So that's good.
So we're at last minute we found out we're coming to Japan, so we hooked up a local shaper, and I don't know who it is, don't know where the board came from, but boys just drove 5 hours to deliver it. So yeah. How are you?
Good.
Good? Cheers, thank you.
Please.
Did you make?
No.
No. Who made? Nah, just joking. Oh, it looks nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Looks good.
You try it, yeah.
Yeah, we'll try. All right, let's go surf.
See you next time.
For sure, we'll see you soon.
Very much.
Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. No late delivery. This board was actually meant to be here a few days ago, but because of the typhoon, flights got cancelled, and so we had to get it couriered. And yeah, here it is. Don't know whose it is, but looks pretty nice. I'm looking at it and I think could this be a chili? I thought I rode a chili today. So confused. Yeah, this is the board that arrived late, and I really wouldn't have a clue. I thought a board that I rode yesterday was something, and I thought it was a chili, and then I picked this one up, and now I think this is a chili, and I'm just, I don't know, mate. I don't know. I just don't know. We'll just see if it goes good or not. Bye. I'm exhausted. You can do a thing where at the start, see how fat I was, and then look at me. Hourglass body. 11 boards in 6 days. All right, what do we want? Number 21. To me, it felt like a Californian board. Really forgiving. Yeah, it just didn't have that X factor, but it'd be in the middle of the pack for sure. And then the other one, the late arrival, we'll call it. If I could get up and glide, sort of keep it really light-footed, then it felt good. It had really good release. But as soon as I sort of try to push and drive, it felt like it just wouldn't get up there. But like for a lighter person, maybe a more light-footed person, it'd probably be a good board, good fun one.
There are too many ways to describe a shitty surfboard.
This thing sucks, that sucks, that sucks.
Well, that board sucked. What a waste of a grip.
Mick Fanning doesn't like to use any of them.
I enjoyed it. It felt good. I liked it. But no, I liked it. Really fun. I liked it. I liked it. I liked it.
was fun.
I thought it felt good. Pretty bloody good. Pretty good. Felt good. Felt nice. I liked it. It felt good. A good board. Good fun one.
Done all the boards. Swell's over. Come to pack. This one's coming to the final. I'm going to give this one another go as well. It was super, super fast. 66. I want to give this one another go and see exactly what it does. So this one's going to come to the final as well. We'll zip these up, take them across the Pacific to Trestles, and then that way, that's a little bit fairer.
That's fun. Good fun. Let's take it home.
Taking it home? It's too hard, yeah?
It's just so weak as shit. We've just run into a bit of a problem. I'm pretty sure that 86 is a DH. So, is that right, mate? 86?
Yeah.
DH? It is, eh?
Yep, it is.
Yeah, so I sort of feel a bit bad.
So why is Mick having a crisis of conscience here? Well, he's ridden Darren Hanley, aka DHD's boards for 20 plus years, and the board he's riding, despite being epoxy, it feels eerily familiar.
I know exactly what it is. It's cheating.
While Julian Wilson crowned DHD the winner of the first Stab in the Dark back in 2015, Mick, aware that DH would have known that he was this year's mystery surfer, feels that his old pal is at an unfair advantage.
Unfortunately, DH, you can't win this one, mate. Out of the other two boards, we're going to make a finals out of it.
said at the start of this whole thing, I'm not big on epoxies, but I'm definitely learning to like them for sure. I actually don't know who this is. I have zero clue who this is. It's a pucus. Who shaped a pucus?
Axel Lorenz.
Axel Loren. Yeah, right. Cool. Yeah, I don't even really know who that is. So that's cool to find a new shaper that I never really knew of. As I said, I didn't know who the hell it was. So never seen this board before and never seen it in the shop. So congrats. The reason why I like this board so much is that it just all round it just did everything nice. All through turns was drivey, was super fast, would fit in the pocket, and I felt like I could trust it in most turns. So I think this is a Channel Islands. Am I right? Well, congratulations, Channel Islands, Britt Merrick. You guys are the winners for Stab in the Dark 2018. Congrats.
You don't understand.
Hey, we've got a theory going.
What's that?
Gray rail's a and you're pulling a fast one. You're riding it and you're like, fuck, it feels like the best that I've ever ridden.
Yeah. And that's not a.
What's that?
No, that's definitely a.
Yeah, yours is totally different.
What's it like being surfing with me? You know?
Pretty cool.
Dane, break it down for us. What do you think skating
No, I don't
is?
know. That's just it's like an invented language.
Safe to say that models should not be sold to the public.
Alright, eh? Send these back to China.
Across the board, we all hated it.
I don't know who you think we hang out with. That must have pissed you off so much.
We're here, we made it. Now we're going. Let's do it.
Thank you, Dane.
It's like, yo, damn, I'm so stoked to see you in South Africa. And I'm like, fuck. It's like Christmas. Parents are loving me this year.
Oh, yeah, you were the best kid.